Okay, we are live. It is Monday. Hope everybody's having a good Monday. Okay. All right. So, it is painting day. And we are gonna get back into it. I have just a little bit of black outlining I have to finish. Then we're gonna move on to the white outlining. Yes, hope everybody's having a good day so far. I know it's Monday, but hopefully it's not so bad of a Monday. Okay. I need a mixie brush. So I've just put my black paint down and I was adding my water. I was trying to do it evenly. I'm just kind of squishing all of the paint out that I can. All right. I did have to, I almost forgot to do my tape around there to kind of secure this guy. I kind of forgot that was something that I wanted to do. So where did we leave off? I think we left off working on this. Again, apologies if my head sort of dips in here every so often. It's gonna happen more than likely. Especially on this stage. So this is just that same black acrylic craft paint that we've been using. This is that Deco Art Americana. And I did 5 small drops of paint. And then took my eyedropper and did 5 small drops. Of that. Now, I'm not sure it's really going to matter that I am filling in the center here on our flower. Because like I had talked about, I do have those gems that I want to add in. Now, I probably didn't necessarily have to add the water, but I do find that it does help it flow just a little bit better. And it's also extremely helpful when we're using the dotting tools to get everybody all situated. And we might, and I'm gonna stress might, be able to wrap this one up today. Don't really have a plan for the next bit. Like, I just don't. I might pull out my stencil guys. And take a look at what I've got flower-wise. And just kind of go from there. But we'll see. We'll see how things go here. Because I have certainly learned from the past that you don't want to rush doing line work. That's certainly not going to do you any favors whatsoever. There are no benefits to doing that. And hey, at least with this being acrylic paint, this will dry a lot faster. Just wanted to clean that edge up there a little bit. Because that white had gotten a little carried away. That we had filled in there along the edge. So, what is everybody up to today? Am I just your background buddy while you're getting some work done? Because you need something in the background? I get that. Sometimes that's the only way work does get done for my brain. Oh, I do have some exciting news. Well, I think it's exciting. I know some others would be like, woohoo. But, I got done the video editing portion of that last speed needle felt that I owe you guys. I just have to lay in the background music and render it. And background music might take me a day, maybe two. So I'm hoping that I can get that uploaded by the end of the week. I mean, in theory, there's a chance I could be done the music tonight, but I'm not gonna bank on that. Because evenings have a way of being a whirlwind of stuff happening. So they can get very busy between making my mom's dinner, making our dinner if we're eating together, getting the doggo to the working place, doing dishes. by the time I finally get the chance to sit down. And work on something. I never know how much my brain's gonna have left to offer at that point in the day. And I know I didn't take a picture this week. I did get the second tree trunk done on the tissue paper project. We were in a little bit of a hurry when I was finishing up, so I never really got around to taking the picture. I really only had one day to work on it this week, or this weekend, with 4th of July and everything. And what have you. Shoot. Hand. Could you, like... Alright, that's a little bit better. Sometimes the hand gets carried away. Alright. So I'm going to turn that a little bit. Alright, so that's that. Alright, so we're going to have some sections that are a little bit thinner and thicker in our lines. That's going to happen with me at the very least. I was trying to use the one dotting tool. I could have used a toothpick if I wanted them a little more thin. Or a much finer brush. Though I think I would have had to go and get a specialty brush that has like 4 hairs in it to get a thinner line. Like one of those fur brushes. But I didn't really want to spend money on another brush right now. So we'll just have to accept that some of our lines are thicker than the others. Or I could have used a micron too. There were other ways around it, but I really wanted to do this in paint. Micron might have been okay for the brush on sealer, but I know my white gel pen is not. So that would have been a problem. And then I would have had to do the white outlining in the white paint. So if I'm already going to outline the white portions, with paint, I might as well just do the black sections as well. So it's just easier to do it this way. And I've done this before with other things. I don't know if I've streamed it. It is a little time consuming. To paint in your outlining of stuff, but it also depends on how much time you have. To work on a piece. It's like if you don't have a whole lot of time, I would recommend like paint markers, paint pens, microns, stuff that's gonna dry faster and that you don't have to fuss around with a brush as much. I'm gonna need to do a maintenance rinse here, as I have just noticed a rather large clump of paint build up. That's no good. All right. We are on to this bottom section here. Okay. Is that all of... Oh, right. That's where I missed. I kept looking up there I'm like, I'm certain that when I finished last week, I had seen something that I missed. All right. Are we good with the black? Okay. Now. Oh, that's painful that all that black is gonna dry before I've gotten to it. Oh well. It happens. Alright, so I'm gonna get some white together. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Get our water here. 1, 2, 3. Okay. I need a mixie brush. It doesn't feel like very much paint here. I might need to mix more of this. We will see. Now this might be too thin. We'll have to just kind of feel this one out. I almost only did 4. And I probably should have stuck to that. But we'll see how this goes. It's very thin. Like it almost feels like skim milk thin. Which may not help me, but we'll see. How we do? There's also a chance that I hate this. There's a very distinct chance that I hate this. Alright. And do apologize when I get down to these finer details. I do tend to get a little bit more quiet as I'm trying to focus on what I'm doing. I'm also checking the camera footage to see what this looks like. See if maybe I'm just not giving it its full chance yet. We'll kind of have to wait and see how everybody else sort of starts to play into each other here. Because that might also make a bit of a difference. I'm just going to paint that little tiny triangle white in there. It's so tiny. Tiny little guy. Alright, so I have to come back and get this little guy on the side. Just to see how everything's going here. Oh gosh, we actually do have a lot more white to fill in here if I do along the edges. I didn't think about that when I was starting the planning of this. So bear with me just a second. Going to have to tilt this guy. For just a minute here. Oh, I think I had missed. No, I hadn't gotten there yet. Okay. I just got distracted before I could get there. That's all. Oh, well. let me fill in this edge here. Jeez. My hand, I don't know if you caught it, got real wiggly right there. That was almost a bad time. That was almost a, oh no. We have to fix something. Don't know how I missed that part. But I did. We'll definitely need to do several maintenance rinses. As we work on this guy. I was really hoping that we were going to get to dotting today, but now I don't know if we are. We still might. Put my hand on that. I'm not sure. Possible. Okay. So it's starting to do something. Now we probably don't have as much ground to cover with the white. But we do need to kind of slightly multi-pass it. I was actually torn about outlining the bits of white that were touching the outside edge, but I think it's noticeable since this is a little bit thinner where I didn't. Since this is a little bit thinner. So I think, oh no, I didn't really skip. I didn't get that one yet. All right, so I don't think we've got too much of a problem in that regard yet. So I think we're okay. Now, I did have a white paint marker that I might have been able to use, but it was being fussy. The last time I went to use it. So I don't know if that one was like kind of drying up. Or what its deal was. And I was just like, you know what? I don't want to, I don't want to deal with that right now. Plus the nib was not very fine. So that would have been slightly problematic. Wow. You can certainly see the white when it gets all gunked up in there, can't you? Oh my, we don't want to do that. Well, brushes to the canvas, that's for certain. That would also very much not be a good time. That's for certain. So I don't know. Do I want to do gouache next week? Do I want to do acrylics? I kind of want to do acrylics. I'm going to be perfectly honest next week. That is, if we are done this. And I'm hoping we are. Hope Springs Eternal. Or some shit. Like, I don't know. Maybe we'll be done this today. Kind of depends, really. On how far we get on this stage. Turn this back around this way. I need to change how I'm sitting. So we might try to do farmer's market this coming weekend. It depends on the weather. But it also depends on us getting up early. Oh, the boy's gonna have... Oh, shit. Can we even do farmer's market?
How so?
The dog. Yeah.
What about?
He wants to go
Just have to cope for a day, huh?
with his
Or
morning
I'll have to take it
routine.
after we're done.
Well, I guess it's my mom that has to sit here and listen to him. He's going to be a mad boy. Just astonishes me that I'll try to sell and I won't get any hits, but I do a giveaway for free and everybody's like clamoring. It's just the way it goes. It would seem. Okay. All right. So where are we at here? That can go there. That can go there. Can't remember if I had to remix more black last time. I think I was on the verge of needing to. But then didn't end up needing to. There. So get this one. Sort of outlined there. Hopefully this section has started to dry a little bit. Some of this is drying on our plate already, our lid. I am not in frame. I have some. For some reason it didn't feel like I was. I'm almost done the tissue paper project. I'm like, what am I gonna do with myself when I'm done? All the other projects I've been wanting to do. essentially. And trying to figure out if I can find a seahorse shape that I am happy with. Because I do want to do that. Will that end up being on the YouTube channel? Maybe. Although we could probably do it on here. I need to lead my hand right into that. I need to get my desk moved and my art space rearranged. I need to get my bags of fluff refilled. And that will take a little bit of time. Because I want to really fill them. So that probably means a couple of hours per color. Because I am using larger bags now. Well, most of them have a larger bag. A couple of the bags are still the smaller ones. And those I need to replace. And there's a couple of needle felting projects I want to work on, but even though I'll be done actively working on the tissue paper project, I still have to edit it. And I don't know if I'm going to spend every waking moment working on it to get it edited, or if I'm just going to spend like 1 or 2 days a week on it, or if I'm just going to work on it at night while I work on other stuff during the day, because my brain can only handle so much editing in a day before it just wants to implode and it turns to mush. Like, I will get angry at the amount of editing. But I also don't know how much of the footage is usable on that, and I don't know how exactly I want to edit it yet. This is not something I have figured out. I feel slightly silly for not figuring that out yet. But we will see. Because the lighting also changes at times depending on where the camera is and the time of day. All that stuff. Don't mind me, I'm just messing up here. Alright, did I get all of the spots that needed white? Maybe. Maybe. Okay. Hadn't wanted to do that. That's why I was using the other container. Dang. Alright, well, we'll just have to get some fresh water then. It's not like I don't have more. Okay, give me 1 second. I'll be right back. I forgot to grab something. And then we'll continue here in just a minute. Okay. Alright. I had to, grab the cleaner. For, excuse me, for, stuff and things. Alright. You back there. Alright. Let's see. Alright, gray sky is the light gray. Alright. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. What's that?
Gonna take puppies out.
You were laughing at my mom or something.
Oh, nothing.
Okay. Alright. Get my mixie brush going here. So I grabbed the lightest gray. And did 5 drops of that. Hold on 1 second. Sorry about that. I'm getting so many calls from New York. Different towns. Sort of insanity at this point. Like, why? Okay. I have to figure out what size dotty dots do I want here. I think I want to start off with this blue one. So I probably have that a little too thin. Because the edges aren't clean. So I'm going to I'm gonna add 3 more drops of paint into that mixture. What?
He stuck his face in the like hole while I was closing it up.
Buddy. Silly doggo. Okay. So in that case, let me take the pink here. All right, that's better. You're technically just barely supposed to touch the surface. Oh, that was not a good touch. As we can see, I'm not the greatest at that. There we go. That's a little bit better. So that's a little messy. I don't know if I'm gonna outline those or not. I could. That is the super light gray. Husband hit the desk with the door. That's why I paused. I was like, oh. I was like, let's you really have to like reload every time. And most people wipe off the edges as they go. Now, you don't have to do this. I'm just kind of doing it to add a little bit more of something on into here. Totally optional. Like 100% optional. Just kind of seeing what strikes me here. And we don't have to do it in just this color either. In fact, I will come back in with the other colors. And I still might grab that micron, but we'll see. Again, you could just do lines. or little swirly guys. Do little Zentangly guys in here too, if you so choose. Doesn't have to be all about circly bits. So do keep that in mind. It's really tough to go back and fix one. If you mess one up, some people will just wipe it off. And start over. But that's gonna be really up to you. Now, I might have to seal this after the fact. Like, I might have to seal it later today, tonight. Kinda depends. On a few different things here. Mostly being, how dry things are looking. But even just these few dots feel like we've breathed a bit more life on into this guy somehow. Now these guys, if you don't redip, your dot will get smaller. In some instances you might want that, in other instances you might not. So, I mean, it is just kind of a little bit of trial and error with what you might be going for. Like I said, I'm just kind of playing around. Adding stuff where it feels like we need it. Okay. That in there. Okay, so go ahead and turn this I am so excited to turn this desk so that the door's not affecting it. Sorry, he's coming in and out, so... Alright. So that's not so bad. Like, I'm gonna add more. I'm just trying to pace myself with this color. Because we're gonna grab some of our other colors that we've used. And add a few bits and stuff here. I'm surprised she was willing to do that. I'm surprised she was willing to go out there.
I came back and got him because she flopped on the grass on her own. Like the moment I took her out, she just flopped there. So she seemed to be enjoying her moment in the sun, and I managed to trim back the fur on her face a little bit.
We might have to shave her butt again soon.
Yeah. Well, I can do that maybe tonight after stream.
Just to keep that short. She gets a fuzzy butt. Which can make for quite a messy potty time. Oh, not quite in frame there, sorry. Sorry about that. Where else do we want to go? Actually, that might be all I want to do with that color. So let me grab, what's this? This is the medium gray. Is that a good shaky shaky? One, two, three, four, 5, 6, 7, 8. One, two, 3, 4. 4 might be enough. Let us see. There. Scrape all that paint out. Alright, so that over there. Alright, what do... Well, let's grab purple. Alright, so this is the medium. That is the same shade of... Is it? No, that's not the same shade of gray. It's very hard to see it on that one. So it's this shade. Definitely see it on the white. That is a little watery. A little too watery. So maybe 3. Is our target. Try to scrape the paint off without rolling it in more of it. Okay. Let me grab blue here. That's a little better. Okay. That one's kind of hard to see. So I don't know how I feel about that. It might show up a little bit better as it dries. Okay. I want to go smaller on that one now that we've got our paint mixture. Figured out a bit better here. Again, this is just going to be whatever floats your boat, essentially. Colors, designs. You don't even have to go quite this far. You don't want to. If you just wanted to do like black Sharpie or Micron or whatever, something that's waterproof. Not water resistant. You want waterproof. So that way you don't have a bad time when it comes time to sealing it. And if you're not sure, if you do use pen and you're not sure if putting the sealer on top of it in a brush-on form is going to work, I would test it. In case you need to go the spray sealer route. I have both. I don't know which I'm going to go with yet. It's probably going to be the brush on. Oh. Go. A little bit better. Now I'm not going to outline every single one of these. I mean, I could, but I would need to pop out the micron for that, because I'm not doing this in paint by hand. Some of these are a little too small for that. And no thank you. I mean, I've done some pretty labor-intensive things over the years, but I think I'm going to draw the line on that. Sort of a thanks, but no thanks. I'm good. Is this my biggest one? No. Not exactly. not to put my hand in wet paint here. That's the tricky part. At least right now, that seems to be the tricky part. Okay. Like, I've also got, like, bigger ones of these. But I've also got my paint on a flat surface instead of like a little well or something. So it's probably not loading it as much as it could. So I'm going to try to do those like little swipey things. I'm not very good at them. Oh, it's not so bad. I might try to do a couple more of these in the other colors. My paint's probably not quite thick enough, or because I don't have the flow medium in it, or just practice, you know. We don't practice very much with the dot tools, so. So next up, I'm gonna grab our super dark gray. One, two, three, four, five, six, seven, eight, nine. One, two, three. Alright, I'm gonna go three this time. Because I've just been getting too much water in there. I'm just gonna mix those together. And I'm going to scrape off as much as the paint as I can. Like some people that do like the dotty stuff, like the dotty mandalas and stuff all the time, look at like the little empty paint pots and mix a whole batch of color. But since we don't do that very often, I don't really have anything pre-mixed. Let's see, maybe here. You know, I think I need a different size. Let me wipe that off. Grab pink. We don't use pink very often when we do these. Yeah, I had a feeling that was gonna do that. Alright. Let's manage to somewhat save that one. And I know I'm like full on touching the canvas when I'm not supposed to be, but that's okay. For my purposes, it's doing what I need it to do. Which is all I can really ask for. Alright, let me clean up that one. Go with orange for this next bit. I'm just kind of playing around, really, at this stage. Seeing what strikes our fancy, if you will. No real game plan at this point. If I ever really had one at all during this. Certainly not now. Okay. Let's start layering up some colors here. Because why not? Tell if that fuzz let go. Or if it's still there. We're getting a little more doodly looking now. Kind of, sort of. Alright, let me wipe that off. Let's go to a different nubby here. Alright, probably don't really need to like hardcore layer up all of the colors in all of the spots. Wow, that makes a very tiny dot. Well, I think that makes a tinier dot than one of the other ones. For sure. Okay. Grab this guy here. I think this is our thinnest clear rod. Now, I was tempted to do some dots in white, but now I'm kind of afraid they might be too see-through, which could be a slight problem. So I'm just trying to take stock of where I am at the moment. See where else kind of what's this color. Now we could do black. That is a possibility. Ah, that's not a good time. That's a little better. Looks very much like a face there, doesn't it? Alright, let me grab the other guys. Now, we don't really use these guys very much, because they are big. And they are heavy. I think I actually wanted that to be a little bit bigger, but I got scared of how big that was gonna end up being. And I kind of backed down. I was like, oh wait, I don't want it to be quite too large, but that kind of backfired a bit. Here, we'll bring that one that way. Remember to keep wiping these off really good. Don't want the paint to dry and cause you trouble. Alright, and let's see. This guy's very big. This guy might actually be too big. He's very awkward. I mean, if we were working on a larger piece, it might be a little bit better. Alright, so I need a little bit smaller. That first one might have been the smallest one I had. So again, no real rhyme or reason to this at this point. Just kind of seeing what happens here, essentially. So some people do these with a brush. Some people make some really nice ones. With the tools here. Okay, let's see. Where do we want to go next? All right. So, do that there. I did miss a couple of flowers. So I want to come back and get those guys. Oh, the allergies. Hmm. All right. Do that. Like little comedy guys. I'm not sure if they call them swooshes. They have a name. Alrighty. Grab this guy. Okay. Put you there. Who else wants a bit of this color? Perhaps you. Alrighty. And then that there. Like, it doesn't have to be a huge amount of doodle. you could have left it simple and very much less busy if you so choose. Or you could make it super, super busy if you so choose. Just off the frame there, sorry. Okay, so I do have some open areas, and that's fine. I think that helps with the amount of busy that is happening in here. Nothing terribly wrong with that. Alright, and then let's use some of that. Just kind of wherever it feels like it needs it, really. You know what? I think I need a slightly bigger guy here. And take that guy out there. Okay, just trying to see if anything's like glaringly sticking it out. Before we move on to the next part. And hopefully it'll be dry enough for us to do the next part. Okay. Let me get these guys tucked away so nothing happens to them, number one. Number two, so they're out of my way. right? Because they are kind of in the way. Oh, we didn't sign it. We probably should. Where's our bottom corner? There. There we go. Got our little signature down in there. Alright. This guy needs to go back in his packaging. And go back in your bag. Like, they all have their own little bags. Keep them together. My dropper needs to go back in there. Okay, now to figure this out. Okay, don't know if my tweezers are going to help here. Probably not. So some of these look a little duller than others. That's a little big for that one. That one, though, that's not so bad. I'm going to clean these up a little bit. They look a little cloudy. Wish I could like half them. Some of these are just a little big for what I wanted. Alright, so if I put you there. Right, like I don't have any half pieces, I don't believe. No, it's a teardrop. I can't really cut these. They'd probably shatter. Alright. Cal, no. Just no. Don't even. Stop what you're trying to do. I would need one that was a little bigger to potentially make that work. Or we go super tiny. right? And just kind of fill it in the middle there. Kind of wonder if maybe I could get away with that. Maybe not. So that feels a little big, but might be okay. So tiny. Alright. That there. Like the teardroppy one. A smaller teardroppy one. Where did it go? That was just a straight up oval. I think I've got small ovals though. Not really. If I use that, that kind of like looks obnoxiously large. Like that's dwarfing the flower. But maybe that's okay. It does fit the shape a little better. It really is obnoxiously large by comparison to the flower size itself. And then that just, it seems odd. I don't think I can get away with a cluster of small guys, right? That also looks strange. Right, that was the same two sizes. Maybe we go because I mean it looks weird that they're the only ones that don't have one. Kinda. Let me get these guys carefully re-corralled here. As carefully as I can. so they don't wind up lost for all of eternity, or until my cat finds them. Okay, get a little bit of towel here. I'm just gonna grab some Windex here, or window clean, to try to re-shine these guys up a bit. Some of them seem a little bit more cloudy than others. And I don't know if it'll help or not. Oop, probably won't. But you never know. You never know. I'm not sure if I did this one. Like, I know I did this one, but he still looks not well. Might just be that one. Let me see. We have a slightly better looking friend here. Yeah, that's a little bit better. Okay. Close that so I don't accidentally spill it. That would be a tragedy. Uh-oh. Oh, husband? Are you kidding me? Hold on. Sorry. The husband used my super glue to fix something in the house and glued the bottle shut because he left the tiniest amount of glue on the tip when he put the lid back. Yeah, I don't know what that was unless Jason did something, but it really sounded like it came from the front porch. So I might have to... Well, that was too much. I might have to do another, like, polishy pass. In just a moment. We will see if we need to or not. Alright. Yeah, I could have gone with tacky glue. I could have. But this was going to hold a lot faster. And I didn't know how the tacky glue was going to react to this particular sealer. So I didn't want to run in with guns blazing. And this will be dry a lot faster, or at least gripped a lot faster. Let me just see. Let me get everybody. It looks like we did. So it looks like I've got... Okay. It looked like there was a clog. So I just wanted to make sure that we didn't have a clog, because that would be not so great. Top looks dry. Okay. Let me move these guys out of the way. And I need someone that we can do sealer with. Okay. So this is gloss, medium, and varnish. Does not smell great. No, I don't need you spilling everywhere. Okay. And we will start our sealing process. Now the only thing this one's like, it's gonna get a little cloudy if you brush it too much. So I'm not a huge fan of this one. Because sometimes brush strokes happen a bit more frequently. Like, I don't know what they consider too much. So I think after this guy dries, we'll be able to get another polish pass. On here. So I tend to really only do one coat. Probably supposed to do more than one after it completely dries, but I ain't got time for that. So I only sort of went over one of these. With oh shit. You don't belong in there. One of these gems. with the sealer. As sort of an experiment. To see if it was going to lose what shine it does have. I don't really see any cloudiness being an issue with this. It's a bit more brush strokey. And textured than I would necessarily like it to be, but you know what? Let's just go ahead and throw some sealer onto there. Why not? Why not at this point, right? Like, I definitely see the texture of the canvas with this sealer. So that I don't know how I feel about. I guess time will tell with that. With how it decides to dry and what have you. All right, let me turn this guy again. Like, there's a chance that I might do a spray sealer over top of this one. I just don't know yet. If that's where I want to go. So I still have to do the edges. but this seemed like a good place to start on the top. That way the rest of it can work on drying. As we get there. I will say that this particular one does tend to show the brush strokes a lot more, which I'm not super crazy about. Sorry, I kind of was working my way around and then I lost what hadn't been done yet. I think everything pretty much got one coat on it. You okay?
Yeah.
Sorry, I didn't know if that was directed to me or if you were just allergy-ish. So I'm only going to be able to do two sides of this at a time. Because if I go to turn this another one, this wet side over here is going to be touching the table. Right now, I'm just kind of trying to smooth anything going on here. I sort of prefer sealing with the foam brushes, but at the same time you have to be careful with that because they can be air bubbly. Like they can leave what looks to be textury air bubbles. I mean, honestly, like a little squeegee is probably the least problematic. I still might do a final coat of spray on this. Just in the hopes of filling in all of the brush strokes. Not sure which way I was going here. Like, I don't need it very thick on the sides. Just needs a slight touch. Just so it's not flat. Like the rest of it. Yeah, I don't know if another coat is gonna save that from the brush strokes in it. So I might be kerfluffed. in that respect. But there we are. It's upside down, but there we are. And this guy is in the books. As soon as this dries enough for me to do the spray coat, I will do that. And then I will get this one's picture up on Blue Sky, and I should probably put it up on the, not convinced that this is clean. Put up on, Ko-fi. I think I've gotten as much of that out of there as I can. So I don't know what we're gonna do next week. I might flip through my stencils. Maybe we'll do something flowery. Maybe. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see how things go. So technically, one of these sides is still wet. Two of these sides are still wet. So that is the top and bottom. And that's gonna wrap up that one. So I thank you guys for hanging out with me today. Appreciate that. And checking in on this project. And like I said, next week we'll start something else. Tomorrow we'll be back to needle felting. We're not following Bob Ross this time. We are working on our own guy here. I know it doesn't look like anything there, but this is our reference image that we are working on. That'll be tomorrow. We'll get back on into that. And then Wednesday we'll be doing Planet Zoo. I might consider moving Moonstone Island to YouTube. I am enjoying it though. I gotta figure out where we're gonna work RimWorld in. We could, in theory, do a Thursday RimWorld stream. Depends on what times are gonna work better for the husband, because he needs to be available to help me when things go wrong and I'm like, what happened? What did I do? How do I fix this? So, we'll see how that goes, but that's the plan for this week. I will see everybody tomorrow for needle felting. Try to enjoy the rest of your Monday if possible. And until next time, guys, have a good one.